And welcome back to Tropico 4. As El Presidente, I really do cordially invite you to hang out with me and help make a super awesome Caribbean society that will hopefully be free of the exploitation of larger nations. But who knows, if we need money, we may let ourselves be exploited. For now, we did get our first college built, and we do have an educator there, so we're not producing as many college-educated people as I would like, but each of these may become workers here, and it's a slow uphill process. Because education's free here though, Tropico education is always free, which means any building like this is an expenditure. I would like to start building up, now that we have the basics of a functioning society, our happiness is on the rise, we don't have a lot to worry about. Take a look at our crime map here. Crime map. Sigh. Our overlay does not seem to be liking us right now. We did just get our yearly financial aid, which is going to help keep us more or less functional. I think I do want to work on industry right now. We do produce a lot of sugar, so I would like to get a rum plant up, because that's what's going to exploit that. Let's see here. I will buy the blueprints for now, but I'm not going to build one. So we have bought the blueprints. It's ready to go. We have a freighter approaching our dock, and we should make a decent amount of money off of that. And then once we get a sugar industry going, we're going to be able to make just a fortune. So I am going to... I'm trying to keep imports on the down low for right now, because I don't feel like imports are super necessary. We aren't trying to keep like weapons building or any other industry running without the base materials. So you'll see our revenues are going to explode after we make this rum distillery.
Being such a great country is a hassle, I can tell you. That is why we decided we want something in return. We are imposing a freedom tax on all countries of your caliber.
Fantastic. Well, Ambassador Crane, a giant El Presidente Bolivarian middle finger to you, and we will just keep on moving along, and hopefully that doesn't backfire on us. I don't actually think anything happens if you deny those requests. Our haulers are hauling. We got about $15,000, which is good, which is really good. That makes me want to go ahead and actually let me take a look at our unemployment right now and make sure we have people to work here. We have no unemployed people, and we have ridiculous amounts of free job positions. So for now, I think I'm going to hold off on that. We do need to start impressing immigrants. That's really what it comes down to, and I believe we can do that through government. An immigration office. There we are. So I'm going to go ahead and take the immigration office, and I'm going to put it right behind our college. And the immigration office I probably should have built a little earlier. It's a building that I forgot about. It's been a little bit since I've played the Tropico games. The immigration office is going to help us pipeline people into our city. So if you're watching this, you probably want to build this a little earlier. I waited a little long to build the immigration office. The immigration office is kind of a dual-edged sword, though, because loyalists are going to be pissed off if you start importing too many workers. I tend to go full no-holds-barred immigration because I like uncontrolled growth, because I like building things all the time, and I like... Oh no, did I build this backwards? Maybe? I think I did. I built this backwards. What an idiot. Alright.
El Diablo does not agree with your immigration policy, Presidente. How can a true-blooded Tropican find a job and services when flocks of immigrants are constantly arriving on our island?
So we have this angry... I don't know if he... His name is El Diablo. That's all you need to know about him. Anybody that uses the name El Diablo. And there we are. We'll just make a little road so people can come up and hang out at our college. Our immigration office. We're going to look at our immigration policies here. And I think I'm just going to attract skilled workers for now. I seem to remember that being somewhat of a sweet spot, where if you only attract skilled workers, it leaves all the grunt work for your native citizens so that they don't get all irritated. We shouldn't have that problem right now, honestly, because we have 31 jobs with nobody to work them. So I'm we're doing so well that we have more jobs, we have more shoes to fill than we have people to fill them, so for now, that's why I'm kind of avoiding building our touristy areas, because we really want to keep... Well, I don't want to have too many open job positions. That means we're not being as efficient as we could be, so I'm probably going to wait for another cycle or two before I build any more factory workers. In less than a month, we should get more people, hopefully. Religious quality is actually for the first time on here. Environmental quality is for the first time on here. Liberty has been on here constantly. Healthcare is more or less where we'd like it. Entertainment is a little low. Food quality's, housing quality is a little low. I would like to bring housing quality up. I'm not seeing a lot of shanties though, which is always a bonus. You never want to see shanties all over the place. Frederico Gomez. And actually all of our tenement housing out here is full, so I may build another tenement once money allows. These tenements down here seem to be getting a lot less traffic, however. But they are filling up compared to where they were in the early game. And we do have some export revenues going out, which they are not as high as I would like them to be. It seems like our revenues are piling up every other revenue cycle. Our exports are piling up every other revenue cycle, so we get little jolts here and there, punctuated by big jolts of currency. But I'm not going to concern myself with them too much. What else is going on? Really, we're in a pretty good spot here. El Presidente is doing well. He has reasons to praise himself, to be fair and honest. A freighter is approaching our dock right now. We're going to get about 10 grand from him. Oh, 13 grand. Thank you, extra truck. We got 6 new immigrants. And actually, given our work conditions, I think I'm going to do this, just make it an open door policy. There's our yearly report. We have no one unemployed. Everybody went straight to work. You see, we had 31 jobs available. They dropped straight to 25. The second we got those 6 new immigrants, I'm going to change this to an open door policy because, honestly, we need more immigrants. We have way more jobs than we can fill. Traffic is becoming a bit of a concern. That may be due to bad city design on my part. I'm going to start building some roads here to kind of alleviate this issue because I see it coming. Traffic is always going to be a pain in Tropico. And I have heard that in the Modern Times expansion, we have some new ways to manage our traffic flow. There we are. That's a little ugly, but it'll do for now. And you just kind of want to start bypassing traffic as best as possible. I'm going to take the money we just got and build some more garages. So there we are. There's a garage. Hopefully it'll alleviate traffic on this end. We are going to get a public transit system once we get more towards the modern age. And we do have an electrical grid now, which means we can start looking into better entertainment. I think for now... Well, let's take a look. A good way to know how you want to expand is just to take a look at your happiness from time to time. Factions are more or less appeased right now. The intellectuals are the winners. So they apparently have run the race and they outnumber everybody else. Your prominent faction is going to change from time to time. You'll recall at the beginning of the game it was the communists that were ahead, and then for a bit it was the environmentalists, but now the intellectuals seem to have taken the lead. So we really want to cater to them, but our elections are honest. We're keeping things above the table, so everyone's happy. So then the next thing we want to look at is we're going to go back to our people's... Well, it's easier just to click here. There we go. Our happiness, I was already on this tab. I did a big circle, and we need religious quality, and we need liberty. So what I would like to do now is actually take a look at education and media. And I'm thinking a newspaper. We have enough money for a newspaper. So... let's see. Each of these increases the respect of a different person. We're gonna go with... Well, they don't have anything that specifically caters to the intellectuals, so we're going to go with the communists since they're the next largest faction. And I think that's going to be our major build for this fiscal year. That should help get our liberty numbers up, which have always been a little sparse since we started. We have some events here.
Presidente, may your children be many and your camels always healthy. I want to discuss trade with you.
The Middle East wants us to export weapons to them. We don't really have a weapons factory, and they give us a free weapons factory blueprint, which is weird. You'd think they would give you something else. But you see, they've sweetened the pot recently. We get 2 camels now. Not just 1, but 2. But I'm going to dismiss that.
Sir, this is unacceptable. The next island has a bigger army than ours.
What I'm going to do here is we're going to be pissing off the main faction if we do this. So I'm going to dismiss it, but I am going to take his advice. We do need to get a military up and running. We would very much like to see ourselves as a military power in the region, and also we have enough citizenry to where we could actually have a decently sized standing army to fight off any invasions or rebellions. They are going ahead and building our newspaper now, which is good. We do want our liberty to increase. Our exports are somewhat piling up. And I think our next major expenditure is going to be a factory. All things considered, we still have lots of free job positions. We only have 4 homeless people. So our unemployment is like 3% right now. It's really not affecting us too much. And we are fully educating now, which is fantastic. We're stamping out workers left and right. We are educating our children, and someone asked me, I think in a comment, why you build the children's school. I built the children's school first. You don't have to. The high school is the better choice to build first. But you want to educate your children because it makes them smarter over the course of their entire lives, the earlier you start their education in this game. We now have a newspaper called The Voice of the Worker, which is spreading liberty, and you will see our liberty jump up substantially over the next little bit. Environmentally, we're doing a little poor. We're doing poorly. I'm sorry, I shouldn't neglect my English here. And now that we have electricity, you can see that we can now increase the quality of housing as well. So I am going to go ahead, and we don't have a lot of extra income. Environmentally, I don't feel like we're doing too well. So I am going to look at our infrastructure. I don't think it's under infrastructure, never mind. Welfare maybe. No? Okay. Government? No. There it is, garbage dump. I was already here. So we have all kinds of pollution going on. And really what we would like to do is these people already live in a godforsaken third world hellhole. So we're just going to build a garbage dump right in the middle of their homes and just not care. Because they're the peasants. And I'm El Presidente and what I say goes. And you know our motto, straight out the airlock if you have a problem. Hopefully our next revenue string... Okay, that freighter's pretty far off. I bet we'll probably get 15 grand on this export cycle. Which is going to fund us with enough cash to build our next factory. Well, our first factory, actually. Which is going to make... It's going to be our first steps towards being a really productive society. You can see they're building our garbage dump over here. That's going to lower our pollution a bit. And then I'm also going to quickly put in burners and things like that over here because environmentalists just hate garbage dumps. So I think this is a good spot to cut off this episode. This has been Splattercat with your next episode of our Tropico 4 walkthrough / tutorial / let's play. Thank you for joining me. Please feel free to comment, like, or subscribe if you enjoy the videos, and I will continue to make them. And I will see you next time.